In this video, I'll be sharing with you a requested tutorial on how to cut this stylish princess dart deep plunging neckline corset dress. So to start, I'll be doing this in a miniature form, which I've marked my shoulder to bust, under bust, waistline and 5 inches for my blouse length. After marking this, I'll mark the shoulder divided by 2, come down by 1 inch. I'll go ahead to connect from this shoulder point all the way up. The next step is to find my chest line, which is my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. I'll place my ruler, draw out a straight line. Now the next step is to mark what you have on the shoulder back on the chest line. That is your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Draw a straight line. After that, I'll place my tape, divide what I have here into 2 equal parts, and I'll come in by ½ inch. I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4. Now I'll place my ruler, connect this all the way up, and connect this to the chest line. After connecting, I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2, and I'll mark this all the way down. After marking this, I'll connect this to the upper part. I'll start by marking my dart intake. Mark 1.5 here and then ½ inch here if you're on the smaller side. Busty person, mark 1 inch here and 2 inches on the other side. Now go ahead to extend this all the way to the lower part of your pattern. I'm going to go ahead to place my ruler and draw a straight line connecting. Now I'll connect from here all the way up and also connect at the other side. From the midpoint at the armhole, I'm going to connect all the way to the bust. Now after I'm done connecting, I'll mark ½ inch on both sides, blend it into the actual dart line. Now this ½ inch I marked on both sides of the armhole, I'm going to replace it. ½ inch on both sides will give me 1 inch, and I'll mark it towards the lower armhole and connect to back to the armhole of my dress. I'll start inserting my measurements. I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4. Then this dart intake here, you can go ahead to replace it by the armhole, and then I'll add my sewing allowance. Now at the under bust, mark your under bust circumference divided by 4. Measure the dart intake you have, replace it, then add your sewing allowance. Here, mark your waist circumference divided by 4. Measure the dart intake, replace, and add your sewing allowance. Mark your hip circumference divided by 4. Measure the dart intake, replace, and add your sewing allowance. Now, go ahead to connect from the under bust to the bust, from the waist to the under bust, and to the blouse length. What I'll do is just to blend it out very well, right? I'm not using my actual measurement, and what I marked there is a bit deep, so I'll just go ahead to blend it out. The next step is to mark your bust dart. Your bust dart is the difference between your shoulder to waist in front and your shoulder to waist at the back. Let's say your shoulder is 17 at the front and 15.5 at the back. Deduct 15.5, and from the front you have 1.5 inches left. I'll come in by ½ inch here and I'll blend it into the armhole. Now for this neckline, you can use 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and I'll start connecting. From all the way to this point, I'll create like a slight sweetheart neckline and connect to the under bust. Also mark out where you want the little illusion, deep illusion neckline to be at the center. So here I'll come down by 3 inches or 3.5 from the waistline. Here's my center front and here's my side front. So that design we have at the bust area of this dress that looks like a corset is actually a beaded design done on the dress. I'll just go ahead and cut out, blend out your dart while cutting out. Now if you're not okay with the neckline, please go ahead to readjust while cutting yours. Now if you haven't yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave your comment at the comment section. So after cutting this is what I have. Let's go ahead to draft out the back. For the back, I'll be drafting it in a very simple form. I'll be drafting it as a dartless pattern. I've marked my shoulder to chest line, how we did that at the front. Now I marked my shoulder to bust line, my shoulder to waistline at the back is 15.5, and I added extra 5 inches, right, just like we did for the front pattern. Go ahead and insert our measurement. I'll mark the bust circumference divided by 4, add a sewing allowance. Mark the waist circumference divided by 4, add the sewing allowance. Here I'll be marking the hip circumference divided by 4 and add a sewing allowance. Now, if you're making this as an inbuilt, which is an inbuilt corset, you don't need much sewing allowance unless you want to. So come down by 3 inches or 3.5 from your waist and connect. Now this is what I have. Let's alter here. I'll come in by 1/2 inch and connect. Now that shoulder measurement you use for the front, go ahead to mark that. Now here I'll come in by 2 inches for the lacing and 1 inch here at the lower part and draw this out. So we are trying to create that V stylish effect we have at the lacing area of this dress. I made a dot to indicate that this is the lacing, and I'll go ahead to cut this out. If you have any questions so far, please kindly go ahead to leave your question at the comment section, and if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly hit on the subscribe button.